Last week we were discussing treasury bill and the pricing mechanism, and also we have discussed some advertisement which we have provided you on treasury bill, treasury bond, and on the advertisement, how do you recognize the maturity period, and also based on the ISIN number, how do you identify, how do you come to a conclusion that what is the maturity date, and the implication of the result sheet, right? Implication in the sense the interpretation basically, right? So when you are having a downward trend of interest rate of treasury bills, weekly auctions, what does it mean? So what is the indication given to the public by the government? So that is also important. And basically now these days interest rates are coming down, right? Interest rates are coming down, and now these interest rates are coming down every week. We can see 3, 6, 12 interest rates are coming down. So what is the indication given to us by the government? So treasury bill, treasury bond. Treasury bond, of course, auction is little different. Why? There is no weekly auction. There is no scheduled auction for treasury bonds. Bandagara Bandung Karawal, right? It's a long-term instrument, capital market instrument. Treasury bill is a money market instrument, short-term instrument. So this short-term instrument, which is a capital market, money market instrument, you have every week auction. So every week after the auction, you can see the result sheet by 2:30 every Wednesday, provided the Wednesday is not a holiday. Every Wednesday you have auction. 2 p.m., 3 p.m. you will be getting the result sheet. Now, from January onwards this year, from January to up to date, if you analyze the treasury bill weighted average treasury bill rate, it's coming down. It's declining. So what is the indication given to us is country's interest rate is coming down. So how do you say when the treasury bill rates are coming down, entire country interest rate is coming down? So what is the interpretation? So how do you interlink? Treasury bill is the instrument which is used by the government of Sri Lanka, issued by the Central Bank of Sri Lanka, to take money from the public. අපෙන් සල්ලි ගන්න තියෙන එක රුපී ඉන්ස්ට්‍රුමන්ට් එකක් තමයි බැංකු ලංකා government එක පාවිච්චි කරන treasury bill, short term instrument. So the government takes money from the public at a lower rate. Government is not asking more. So can banks ask more? No, they can't. So that's the interpretation, that's the interlink. So bank can't ask more. What does it mean? How does the bank ask interest rate? What is the instrument they are using? Loans. So bank ask more. Through what? By giving loans. Why? Government is taking loan. So obviously, bank can't ask more. And there is another interlink criteria is a deposit. So when the government is taking low, can banks ask more? Can banks give more? You can't. You can't give. So basically your deposit rates also coming down in line with the treasury bill. In line with the treasury bill, deposit rates are also coming down. So when the deposit rate of the bank are coming down, obviously your loan rate has to be repriced at a lower level. So that is the theory, that is the implication of treasury bill rate. So treasury bill rate, which is risk-free rate, gives us indication that how much the government is taking money from the public. So then how do the banks adjust their interest rate? So that's why from year to date, from January to now, interest rate, we can see a declining interest. Interest rates are coming down, drastically coming down, right? And also we can see some economic fundamentals of central bank to monitor. Now central bank's task is have the price stability, and that is very important. Monetary policy and fiscal policy. They are using a lot of tools. Now these are the one now recently also now last week there's a 1% reduction of SDF and SLR. So SDF, SLR, that we know what are the two definitions, right? That now we know. What does it mean? SDF. So anything excess of the bank has depositing in the central bank. So how much central bank was paying that? Central bank was paying 5.5% for that until last week. But the last week, central bank has reduced another further 1%. So now central bank is paying 4.5%. 4.5%. 4.5% for the excess money we deposit in central bank. We means who? Banks. So the amount central bank pays for the excess money which is having with banking sector is paid low. So then what do? The banks are encouraged to put money in the central bank now. How much you pay for deposits? Obviously more than 4.5%. For example, we say 6%. So you take money from the public at 6%. Now you are putting money in the central bank at SDF 4.5%. Are you gaining a lot? Are you gaining? Are you making profit? So what is the intention by reduction of policy rates of a country? Now these are policy rates, right? We discussed in the first lecture. In Sri Lanka, we had repo and reverse repo. Now they have changed the name SDF, Standard Deposit Facility, and Standard Lending Facility. So basically, these rates are coming down drastically. Now 2.5% from January to now reduced SDF and SLF. And also SRR reduced by 3%. By 3%. Now reduction of policy rates, reduction of SRR, two things. But ultimate objective is same. What is the ultimate objective? Giving loans through financial institution at lower rate. Now see, so giving loans, you should have money. You means bank should have money. How does the bank get money? By deposit. Now what is SRR? SRR means anything 10%, any rupee deposit, you have to keep, the banks have to keep SRR or what we say now it's 2% at Central Bank of Sri Lanka, which is non-interest bearing. Now you deposit money 100 in whatever the bank. So the bank is having to lend only 98 now. Why? 2 rupees has to be deposited in central bank account. So which is not interest bearing. That is SRR, standard reserve requirement. So now it has reduced up to now by 3%. Now it's 2% now. From January to now. So by reducing the SRR, what is the intention? Not to impact to direct impact to interest rate, but to availability, to make available more cash within the banking sector. Earlier, 100 rupees you take as a deposit, 5 rupees deposited in SRR. Now only 2 rupees. So how much available? So you have more available cash to lend. So that's the intention by reduction of SRR. And by reducing the SRR on the other side, now government has reduced, central bank has reduced this policy rate as well. So you have money, you have a low cost, now give money to the public, give money to the people who want money at lower rate. That's the intention. That is the final intention. So basically, final intention in short term, in nutshell, we can say to enhance the country's credit growth. Credit growth cash available kare by reduction of SRR, policy rate vechara adu kare, available karala adu rate ekata naya denna thamai central bank has taken these measures. Right? So banks cash are available, but only problem is if you are bankers, you must understand how much the credit growth has increased. Now you go and check your credit growth of your bank. Is there any credit growth? There is no credit growth. There is no demand for credit now. There is no demand for credit. It's very rare. Now people are actually demanding for credit only for reviving of this their companies affairs. That's why central bank has announced this Saubhagya facility, working capital facility and investment loan facility. So initially they need to survive. So that's why banks are giving working capital loans for them. Working capital loan. Right? That is it. So these are the fundamentals. Now, so why do we want to study this? For exam, examiner regularly test this. Not directly test. Sometimes it can be directly tested. Can be directly tested. Now the impact. And for the text type question, this 20-mark question, examiner has tested several times the impact of this policy rate. Impact of this policy rate. So that is important for us as well. Now every economic activities is going in hand with this policy decisions. Depositors get lower amount. So on the one side, depositors are penalized. So lenders or the borrowers actually get more benefit from the bank. Why? They can have lending or the loans at lower rates. So there should be a balance. There should be a balance. And there are fundamentally different impact as well. Now there is a direct impact to the foreign exchange rate as well. So we have discussed this. But when you come to now, this is a new thing. Right? This is not a new thing. But last week, central bank has reduced the interest rate by 1%. So when the interest rates have reduced, the government security interest rates also came down. Government security. What are the government security? Government security means treasury bill and treasury bond in the rupee terms. But we have discussed that there is another term called, another instrument we are using, SLDB is dollar terms. To raise dollars, government is using SLDB, Sri Lanka Development. That is dollar denominated instrument which is used locally. Lanka Vatulu Vitara. Understood? Lanka Vatulu Vitara. So, Pitarata, how do they raise money? Through ISB. International sovereign bonds or borrowing, direct borrowing. So we'll be coming later that, right? So as a rupee instrument, they're using this. So we discussed the rate reduction, so the impact of rate reduction by using advertisement and result sheets as well. And we have discussed these are the required amount by the central bank. This is the bid received, but the accepted amount is this. And also we discussed why this much even the people have. Who can be participate at the auction? Can you and I participate? Generally, you can't. Who can be participated at the auction? Who have been given the license? Only primary dealers. There we have 10 primary dealers at the moment, right? We have 10 primary dealers at the moment. I also can be participated. How? Not directly, but through one of these primary dealers. So if I have more than 5 million rupees, rather than taking money from the secondary market, now we are using these terms, right? Secondary market means what? After the auction is finished, when the bids are successful by one of the primary dealers, we go and ask them, we go and buy from them. That is secondary market. So you can put bid through primary dealer, your rate, at your rate. Whatever the rate you think, you put bid. So that is primary market, right? So basically, all these things very important, right? When I'm discussing in the class, very important. If you feel these things are not in your tubes. Now these additional things, if you feel that important, you write it down. So sometimes you might need it in future. And also we have discussed the repercussions of why not accepting the total amount they have received. They mean central bank has received as bids. So this much received, but accepted only the required amount. But composition, the total amount is same. The total amount 3,612, how much government wanted to raise, the entire total thing is raised same, but the composition may be different. Remember that we discussed last week. Government needs 3 months. Government needs government needs 1 billion. So the bids received 2 billion, but government has taken accepted only 500. That's possible. 1,000 is a requirement, but accepted only 500. But the total amount 3612 total amount is same. That is required amount. You can't have more than that. You can have more than that. Now, so the requirement, the 3 months requirement is this much, but the bids received this much, but the central bank accepted this much. So then there may be different, the requirement and the accepted amount, but the total amount has to be same, right? So we have discussed by using advertisements and everything. That is rupee side, and central bank requirement. You can see now I have given two advertisements, the already option one and the new one. So the requirement is almost similar, 29, 20. These are the ranges central bank's requirement. Right? Central bank has accepted the same amount, but at a different interest rate. Now last week also central bank has reduced the treasury bill interest rate. So it basically the continuously central bank is giving downward trend of interest rate. Right? So those we discussed. Now now this pricing, of course, we have discussed. Now these are the three questions. We have similar questions. This is straightforward calculation for you, right? And also we have discussed the important relationship between price and the yield, right? When price and the yield, when the price comes down, yield goes up, and yield goes up. And this is negative relationship between price and the yield. That is also important relationship. We have discussed this relationship, right? And I have given you tudes last week, the previous weeks, 3 tudes given, and there you can see some theory part as just to go through for all the financing. How do you get the finance and all those things? That is important for your understanding, for your knowledge only. I have given you, but I take these examples, question type example, then we can easily understand the instrument and all, right? And now this relationship examiner has not tested so far. Examiner has not tested, but there is a high chance of testing this relationship this time. Right? This is very important relationship. So the people are actually worrying about the interest rates coming down, but the people who are holding government securities are happy when the interest rate comes down. Right? So why the interest rates come down, why they are happy? So when the interest rate comes down, price should go up. Now, when the examiner gives you a question, right? When the examiner gives you a question, this is yield. This yield is basically denoted as percentage. This is the price. This is LPR or rupees. Now we have discussed this. Just refreshing you. You have purchased 10% treasury bill at. You have purchased a treasury bill at 10%. This is your yield, and now you want to sell this. And when you check the market, somebody says this particular bill is trading at 12%. So there is somebody to buy this particular instrument at 12%. The examiner can ask, do you sell at a profit? You can sell it at a loss or profit. That's a different issue, but it's a tradable instrument. But the question is, are you selling this instrument to make profit? What is your answer? So that kind of question for 2 mark question possible, right? For you to answer this question, you should know this particular relationship. What is this relationship? It's a negative. The relationship is negative. When the yield goes up, price should come down. What has happened to the yield now? Yield has gone up. Yield has gone up. The price should come down. Hypothetically, you come to a conclusion. 10% in order I have purchased at 85. Hypothetical amount. 10% purchase at 85 rupees. But we know if it is a real question, we know how to arrive to this 85 regarding treasury bill. Why we have done the calculation of pricing of treasury bill. Now, for this example, question examiner gives you only 10% purchase yield. You have purchased treasury bill at 10%. Now the market is 12%. Do you sell? That's the question. That's only. He is not talking about the pricing. LKR price. Now you hypothetically put a price. අපි හිතනවා 10% වලට ගත්තාම 85 වෙන්න ඇති කියලා. Why can't it 110? It's wrong. Why? You can't have 110 treasury bills, right? So always discounted instrument. It should be below 100. Always below 100. Hypothetically, අපි අපු ඕනේ 90 ගමු, right? Whatever the below amount. 10% වලට ගත්තාම 90 වල තමයි I have purchased. Now yield has gone up. What is the price here? Hypothetically. What is the assumption? The higher the anuana. Yield has gone up. So this amount should be more than 90 rupees or less than 90 rupees. That's the question you have to answer. At 10%, 90 rupees. At 12%, then what? Relationship is negative. 10% only on that yield has gone up. Price should always come down or not? Should be below 9. Below 9. You don't have the exact answer. You don't have to have an exact answer. But fundamental things you have to remember. So fundamentally what? It should be below high. Yield has gone up. Price should come down. Compared to this. එහෙනම් මේක 90ට වඩා පල්ලෙහා ඉන්නවද නැද්ද? Yes. Give an example 80. Relationship is negative. Correct. Yield has gone up. 10 ඉඳලා 12ට වැඩි වුණා. Price should come down. 90 ඉඳලා 80ට අඩු වුණා. 90ට ගත්ත එක 80ට now you have to sell. Do you sell? No, you don't. So that's the answer. This is the purchase price. This is selling price. You have purchased or you have invested whatever the instrument, the testable instrument at 90 or in 90. Now you have to sell at 80. Do you sell? No, you don't. So the interest rate going up, the increasing interest rate is detrimental or gives the loss to the people who are holding government securities. Now see the other side. 10% is I have purchased this. Now the market is going at 8%. I want to sell this. Now I check the market. Somebody is willing to purchase. Somebody is willing to buy this particular instrument at 8%. At 8%. But we don't know 8%. But how can we sell at 8%? But if we say 8 rupees, that's okay. How do you know? Then we should convert this percentage into pricing. That's what we are doing. That's what we are doing. So then yield has come down. Price should go up. Possible. Yield has come down. Price should go up. then interest rates have come down. Either interest rate when you have a declining interest rate, obviously you are benefited. Who are benefited? The people who are holding government securities, treasury bill and treasury bond. So that's why people like interest rate to come down. Now your bank, go and see how much the portfolio you have in the balance sheet, treasury bill and treasury bond. They are earning profit now. Why interest rates coming down? Interest rates coming down, the prices have gone up. So they are gaining. They are gaining. So in the exam, without having this, now you can understand. The higher got purchase yield, now it's trading at 8%. Do you save? So you can easily, when the interest rates have come down, obviously price should go up, then you save. So even without having these figures, now you know how to come to this decision or the final decision. Now this is very important, right? Very important relationship. Very important relationship. Right? Very important relationship. Now remember, this is common to treasury bond as well, right? All the government securities, rupee denominated government securities, this is common. This relationship, negative relationship, price and the yield is common to treasury bill and treasury bond. Right? It's common. Right. I just wanted to have more discussion on government securities than the shares. So I have given you shares, ordinary shares, preference shares, those things for you to read. I'll be coming later. The right issues and everything I'll be coming later. But I thought of since we have started this government securities, rather than moving to shares, I need to finish it off and government securities. That part is finished. I have changed the pattern of rather than not going by the. I have the duties you have mentioned. I have given some notes on shares as well, right? But keep it for the time being. But we'll finish it off this. Now. Now, the treasury bond. Now, treasury bonds, we know the now features. The long term, the capital market instrument. Examiners regularly test, right? Is regularly test this for 5-mark question. For text type question is tested this. Huh? This is important. For treasury bond, and in the advertisement, we have discussed there are some different features compared to the treasury bill. In the treasury bill advertisement, you don't have coupon. But tell me another similar instrument for treasury bond. Now, who issued this? Central bank issued. On behalf of whom? The similarly, government. Treasury bill, central bank issues on behalf of the government. So the debenture or the corporate bonds, both are similar features, but only the issuer is different. Debentures are not issued by the government of Sri Lanka. Debentures are not issued by the Central Bank of Sri Lanka. It's only you only. The financial institution or any institution can issue debentures. Any institution. Corporate bonds are very similar to the debentures, right? Normally we go by debenture rather than corporate bonds. Corporate bonds here. Different countries, different names, right? And we call some other countries notes here. Notes. That is also treasury bonds. Debentures. Notes. Senior notes, junior notes. Now generally we have senior notes. Can have this. Different names, right? For the shares we call shares. Sometimes some countries say equity. stocks, right? So stocks and shares, similar things, but different countries, different terminology. Right? So that similarly, but here the issue is different, right? Government is not the issue, central bank is not issuing debentures, but they issue bonds. Now what? Now see, so there are several features for the treasury bill, treasury bond. Right? Now in the advertisement you can see, not the not this is not advertisement, right? Now in the exam, now these are the type of question you can have. Now read the first question. So when you read the question, then you can understand when you're doing the question. Consider a 4-year debenture. Why they have not mentioned the treasury bond? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Debenture, treasury bond are very similar. This issue is different. We don't mind it. Consider a 4-year debenture. Why 4 year? Why they have not mentioned 3, 6, 12 months? This is debenture, capital market instrument. The long-term instrument, not treasury bill instrument, 3, 6, 12. No, they're talking about more than 1 year instrument, right? 4 years, correct. With a par value of 100, we learn this par value for the treasury bill or any government instrument in Sri Lanka. Any instrument, par value is 100. If they specifically not mentioning means par value is always 100, but different countries, different par value, right? The USA we see $1,000 is the par value, but in Sri Lanka we have 100. So we always go by the 100. The below 100, above 100. So that's why when you are calculating the treasury bill, $100 rate why 100? Why we have a benchmark of 100? That is our par value. If it is discounted, it should be less than 100. 100 is the benchmark we are taking, right? Consider 4-year debenture with the par value of 100 that pays a 16% coupon. Now see, it's a new word, coupon, which was not there in the treasury bill calculation. Coupon, annually. Coupon annually. Invest करो. An investor who is considering the purchase this debenture requires a rate of return 20. The new thing, another new thing comes. Investor he needs 20%, but the instrument pays how much? 16. Investor needs 20. How much is the value of this debenture? That's the type of question examiner can test you. This is the reality. This is the real calculation of a treasury bond. The pricing, but not like treasury bill. Treasury bill is very straightforward. Remaining maturity period, number of days, yield, straightforward calculation for treasury bills. This is very easy calculation for this treasury bond as well, but little lengthy. That's all. Calculation is very easy, but in real world, there is a separate calculator for this. So actually, dealers put all this information into this bond calculator, and they get the instant answer. So they don't calculate this. Now what we are going to do is they are not using that method, but the similar method is using. But for you to take this answer, for you to understand, you should have what's happening, right? System system we also don't know what has happened. But if we know the logic, then we can challenge that answer. So everything we should know. So we can't say that system gives this answer, we don't know the correctness of this answer. You can't say that. Now in your institution also, when you're getting a report, system only generate this report. You can't say like that. So you should have a sense of idea, kind of sense whether these figures are correct or not. Otherwise, you should not be here. System only should be available. So you are there to analyze or the interpret whether the system generated printouts are or the system generated calculations are correct. So otherwise you are not just forwarding the system generated print, no use. So a lot of people are doing that. And I have seen a lot of excuses coming from people. Only system generated printout. This is system තමයි මේක දුන්නේ. System එකකින් මේකනේ ආවිලා. You should not accept that. You should be there to have a sense whether these figures are correct. So who has created the system? You only. You have given the logics. So how can you say that? So you should know that what's happening in the system. So a lot of people we have seen, they don't know what happens. They don't know what has happened. You should know what's happening. Even you are not, entire thing should be given to the system. That's fine. You should be automated. Everything should be automated. That's true. But the results you are getting has to be interpreted in a way that reliable manner. You should present to the management reliable information. You can't say go to the management and say, system error, I don't know whether this is correct or not. So you should not be like that. So basically now bond calculator is also very much similar, but you're giving they give the answer, it gives the answer, but you should know signs of sense of answer, whether the answer is correct or not, rather than without calculating. Now remember that the relationship we have came to we came to an agreement. 10%, 12%. Price yield has increased, then obviously price has come down. Similarly, you should be able to think, visualize, right, without having figures, right? Now see, now this is the typical type of treasury bond calculation. Treasury bond calculation. Now, what is this coupon? What do you mean by coupon? Now, what is the period of this particular treasury bond? 4 years. So 4-year treasury bond. So 4-year treasury bond. 1, 2, 3, 4. Today you invested. You have to wait 4 years to get money. The amount you have invested and the particular amount you have invested today, after 1 year, after 2 years, after 3 years, after 4 years. End of the period of 4 years, you are getting an amount. We call it face value. It was not there in the treasury bill. Face value. You have invested 98 unit. We are taking only example 1 unit. 98 at the investor. Particular bond. After 4 years, I am getting 100. $98 $96 දැම්මා. Still I am getting 100. 98ක් දැම්මත් මට on the maturity after 4 years I am getting 100. 96ක් දැම්මත් after 4 years, this is a bond. I am getting 100. What is this 100? We call it the face value. What is this 96, 98? This is an invested amount. Amount invested. So the amount invested and the face value is different. Always on the maturity, treasury bond holders or debenture holders or corporate bond holders get 100. We are talking about only one unit, right? 1 unit 100, you are getting 100. So what I want to tell you is the amount you have invested, the amount you have invested to purchase this particular instrument, different from the face value, which is scheduled to be received on the maturity. Understand? Amount invested this much. How make a maturity එකේදී මට හම්බ වෙනවා 100. So different things, different names. Invested amount and the face value. Now see face value. The new word we have learned. Face value. The amount you are getting on the maturity of this particular instrument. That's face value. 96. Now remember, treasury bills are always trading at a discount. Means below 100. So given a calculation by the examiner, you get 90, 100, 110. Answer is wrong. Answer is wrong. But treasury bonds are not like that. Treasury bonds, sometimes it can trade at 96. Sometimes it can trade at 110. This is relevant to only treasury bonds. This is relevant to only debentures. This is relevant to only corporate bonds. Not relevant to treasury bill, not relevant to commercial paper. 96 possible. 110 possible. 100 also possible. Which is not the case for treasury bill. Even the unit price is 100. Treasury bill cannot be traded at 100. Why? So it's a discounted instrument. You should have always below 100. 99.999. That's possible. But not at 100. Now see. 96 possible. 110 possible. 100 possible. Below 96, below 100 possible? Yes. Above 90, above 100 possible? Yes. At 100 possible. What is this instrument? Treasury bond. If it is 96, we call similarly discounted instrument. Trading at a discount. Like treasury bill. If any bond is trading at below 90, below 100, discounted instrument. Anything above 100, we call it what? It's trading at a premium. Premium. And if it is 100, we call it a par. The par value. Trading at a par. Below 100 possible? Yes. Above 100 possible? Yes. At 100 possible? Yes. What is this instrument? Treasury? If it is below 100, we call it a discount at 9. It's trading at discount. Above premium. 96 වලට ගත්ත කෙනෙකුට end of the period 100 හම්බ වෙන එකට realistic. මම 96ක් ගෙදන් කළා මට 100ක් හම්බ වෙනවා. හොඳයි නේ. රුපියල් 4ක් වැඩිපුරක් හම්බ වෙනවා මට. That's good. Value very good. Yes. 96ක් මම අද invest කරනවා. 100 මට හම්බ වෙනවා අවුරුදු 4ක් ඉවරලා. හොඳද නැද්ද? රුපියල් 4ක් වැඩිපුර හම්බ වෙනවා. 110ක් මම අද ගෙදන් කරනවා. But අවුරුදු 4ක් අවසානයේ මට මේ particular instrument එකෙන් හම්බෙන්නේ කීයද? 100. You can't have more than the 100 as face value. Face value is always should be 100. Treasury bill වල should be below 100 වගේ treasury bonds වල should be 100 as face value. You can't have more than 100. You can't have less than 100. Why? In Sri Lanka, we are going the par value is or the nominal value is 100. So the face value is always should be 100. So anything you invested, it doesn't matter. This is your invested amount. 96ට වේදන් කළා මම 96ක් වේදන් කළා මේ බොන්ඩ් එක ගන්න මට end of the period 100ක් හම්බ වෙනවා. 110ක් මම වේදන් කළා නමුත් මට end of the period හම්බෙන්නේ 100යි. සමහරට ඔයාලට හිතන්න පුළුවන් මේක මේ වගේ instrument එකක් මිනිස්සු invest කරයිද කියලා. Yes, we do. When you calculate the questions, we can justify even you pay for 110. End of the period you are getting 100 is justifiable. So how do you justify this? Through yield. Yield. So when you do the calculation, you can understand that. yield rate. 100 Vedankala, 100 that's obviously, right? So there is no gain or loss, but through the interest rate, you can adjust it. Yeah. So understand, no? Understood. 96, above 100, below 100. 110, above 100, possible. 100. All these three scenarios are possible for treasury bond. All these three are possible for debenture pricing. That is one thing. That's the first thing you have to keep in mind. Now, then we have coupon. So what does it mean? Coupon. So every period, the 4-year period now, this particular instrument, 4-year period. Now, every year, why 16% of this particular instrument, right? I'm referring to this only, right? Now, this question now consider 4-year debenture is 16% coupon pays annually. හැම අවුරුද්දෙම මට හම්බ වෙනවා 16 ගානේ. අවුරුදු 4ක් තිස්සේ මට හම්බ වෙනවා. Right, I'm getting every year 16, 16, 16, 16. What is 16? 16% only the examiner talks about. Correct. So the coupon always should be calculated on the face value, not at the investment amount, not at the invested amount. Right? Face value is the criteria. Face value is the amount you should take to calculate the coupon. This is the coupon. Coupon is 16%. How does this come? 100 is the face value into 16%. So the answer is 16. So every week, every year, I'm getting 16 rupees. Every year, I'm getting 16 rupees. Every year, I'm getting 16. Why every year? Pays annually. Every year, I'm getting 16 rupees. 4 years, I'm getting 16 rupees each. As what? Coupon. Coupon එක හම්බෙන මට අවුරුදු 4ක්. Which was not there for the calculation of treasury bill. Plus, I'm getting what? Face value 100. These are the two income we are getting. These are the two cash flows we are getting. Now see, the new word comes, cash flows. So the treasury bond, we have a cash flow. We have a cash flow, not in treasury bill. So this particular lesson is very much helpful for the next session. The next topic is our project appraisal. Project appraisal is also based on this concept. The people who have done chartered CIMA must be knowing. Project appraisal is basically go by the cash flows. How much generated for the cash, whether this project is acceptable or that's a part of your syllabus. I don't know why you have a syllabus content called project appraisal. That's basically the purely management accounting subject or the accounting subject for you to understand the project. But examiner has not frequently but several times he has tested. Basically, it's a accounting subject. Right, forget about that. Now, this is how you calculate. So this particular question, we have addressed 4 year. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4. What is this 4 year? It's a remaining maturity, right? You always should take what? Remaining maturity. Remaining maturity. A bond data maturity now do right. That's what it means, right? Remaining maturity 4 years. Consider 4 years. 16% coupon, yes, we have taken, we have understood what is the coupon and how does this arrive. So basically, coupon is based on the face value. 16 every year I'm getting, why only I make a 16 and only they say what is this face value? Yes, 100. Everybody gets 100 on the maturity of a particular treasury bond. That's finished. These are only cash flows. මේක තමයි මගේ income එක. So I am the purchaser. Now I am calculating. කීයක් මම මේ බොන්ඩ් එකට ගෙවන්න ඕනද? මේ ගන්න. මට වාසි කීයක ආවොත්ද මේක වාසි? And then now they're finding out. Now කීයද බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ? Somebody is asking me. මම බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන මේකෙන් 120ක්. බෑ. කොහෙද ඒක තියෙන්නේ? An investor who is considering the purchase of this debenture requires a rate of return of 20. මගේ සල්ලි වේදන් කළා මට at least කීයක් ගන්න ඕනේද? 120ක් ඕනේ. මම තමයි ඉන්වෙස්ටර් මට මේ particular bond එක මම ගන්න නම් මට 100ක් මට 120ක්වත් රිටර්න් එකක් ඕනේ නැත්නම් මම මේ බොන්ඩ් එක ගන්න. එහෙනම් 120ක රිටර්න් එකකට ගන්න නම් 16ක් ගෙවන අවුරුදු 4කින් මැචුර් වෙන 20% රිටර්න් එකක් මට තියෙන බොන්ඩ් එකක් ගන්න මම කීයටද ඉන්වෙස්ට් කරන්න ඕනේ? How much is the value of this debenture? What is the purchase price of this particular treasury bill, treasury bond? That's what we are doing. මේ හැම ක්‍රයිටීරියාම මීට් කරන අවුරුදු 4 16ක් ඇනුවලි ගෙවන 120ක් මට රිටර්න් එකක් හම්බෙන මේ බොන්ඩ් එක මේ ඩිබෙන්චර් එක ගන්න how much should I pay? So that's what we are doing. Understood? ඒක තමයි අපි කරන්නේ. 16 කූපන් ගෙවන 120ක රිටර්න් එකක් හම්බෙන මගේ සල්ලි වලට අවුරුදු 4ක් තිස්සේ යන මේ particular instrument එකට ගන්න නම් මම කීයටද ගන්න ඕනේ? මම කීයක්ද ඉන්වෙස්ට් කරන්න ඕනේ? ඒක තමයි අපි මේ හොයන්නේ. That is we call bond calculation. That is the bond calculation. Right. So we are doing. Understood? So the 20%, whole way 20% කියලා somebody can say 10%. Yeah, that's possible. Now මම මේකේ 20% මට ඕනේ කියලා කිව්වට කෙනෙකුට හිතනවා නෑ මට 20 නම් ඕනේ නෑ මගේ සල්ලි වලට මට 10% තිබ්බනම් ඇති. That's your choice. This is an individual. Individual can change their return on investment, rate of return. They can change. දැන් මේක හිතන්නකො ඉන්ස්ටිටියුෂන් එකක් ගන්නවා මේ බොන්ඩ් එක. ගන්න බැරි ඉන්ස්ටිටියුෂන් එක පුළුවන්. ෆොරිනර්ස් ලාත් ගන්න පුළුවන් නම් ඉන්ස්ටිටියුෂන් එකට ගන්න බැරි කමක් නැහැ. කවුරු කම්පැනි එකක් ගන්නවා. කම්පැනි එකත් මෙහෙම වෙනස් කරන්න පුළුවන් නෑ මට 10%. මට 20ක් තිබ්බම ඇති 10ක් තිබ්බම ඇති. Can you change like that for a company? You can't. Individual අපිට නම් අපිට ඉතින් cost එකක් අපි දන්නේ නැහැනේ. සල්ලි හම්බ වෙනවා මේක ඉන්වෙස්ට් කරනවා. ඉතින් මට මේක වෙන කොහේ හරි වෙන කොහේ හරි දාන්නට වඩා ඉතින් මේකේ මට 20% ක් හම්බ වෙනවා නම් මම මේක දාන්නම්. නැත්නම් මම FD එකක් දානවා. FD එකක් දාලා මට හම්බ වෙන්නේ දැන් ඉතින් අපි 10% හම්බ වෙනවා කියලා. ඉතින් FD එක මම දාන එක ලාභයෙන් මට මෙච්චර කරදර ඕනේ නැහැ. මම මේ FD එක දානවා මට මේ සල්ලි මට ඇති කියලා. So you can say like that. So it's an individual who decides your return on investment. How much you need? මගේ මේ සල්ලි වලට මට කීයක් ඕනේද? It's your decision. But take a company. You can't take a decision like that. මට මේක 10ක් හොඳයි මට මේක 20ක් හොඳයි අරය කියන 10 you can't say. For a company there is a methodology. We'll be coming to that. So that is cost of capital. At least mama cover කරගන්න cost of capital. Now to take a bank. So your bank. So how much is the cost of capital? Is there a capital? Is there a cost for the capital? Yes, of course. Why? You have to pay back to the investors, people who have put money. You have a accountability to pay them through what? Dividend. Dividend. There is a cost. මම මොන හරි ආයතනයක ඉන්වෙස්ට් කරලා මම මොන හරි shares වගේක් ගත්තාම මට රිටර්න් එකක් ඕනේ මොනවද? Dividend. So that is the company's cost. Company has to make profit for you to pay dividend. There is a cost involving. Take deposits. There is a cost. Interest rate cost for the bank, for the institution. All these costs should be covered with your investment. මේ හැම investment එකක්ම මේ at least මේ cost එක cover කරලා මට තව margin එකක් එන්න ඕනේ. So there is a methodology for you to determine your company's cost of capital. We will be coming later when the next topic project appraisal, there are few methods for you to calculate cost of capital. That's a different issue, right? So what I want to tell you is all these lectures, all these the presentations are interlinked now, right? So don't get it. Everything is linked to the each and every. Individually, there is a method. There is no particular method. You can decide it 20 or 10 or whatever. So then how do they decide it? කෙනෙකුට හිතන්න පුළුවන් මම මේකෙන් නෑ මට ඉතින් මේකේ ෆයිනෑන්ස් කම්පැනි එක දැම්මොත් මට 25ක් හම්බ වෙනවා. ඒකද මට මේකෙන් 20ක් ඕනේ. I'm just taking example on right. මට මේ ඉඩමක් ගත්තා නම් මට රිටර්න් එක හම්බ වෙනවා. ඉතින් 20 විතර හම්බ වෙනවා. මේක මට 20ක් විතර දෙනවා නැති. So you think like that. Now anyway this investor expect 20%. So you can have 10%, different people, different methodologies for the individual purpose. But for the companies, there is a particular method. For the banks, there is a particular method, right? Which is coming later. You understood so far what we have done? Understand step by step, right? Now, how do you calculate this? Now, first of all, if you are given a question like this, now we have to find out the pricing. Now, first period, second period, third period, fourth period. Why this company, this particular bond has 4-year maturity period, right? 4-year maturity period. So what are the income sources? So the cash flows. Coupon 16 rupees we are getting, 16 rupees we are getting, 16 rupees we are getting, 16 rupees we are getting. අවුරුද්ද ගානේ මට හම්බ වෙනවා. Face value. End of the period, I'm getting 100. End of the period, I'm getting 100. These are the only cash flows I have. Especially bilaga මේවා හම්බෙන්නේ 16යි here 16යි here 16යි here 116. Remember, this is very important, right? Don't go wrong with the exam. 100 is important. Otherwise, you get wrong. Right. Now, what do we do next? So then I am the investor. Right? I am the investor. I need money. I need this money. So I'm getting income like this. අවුරුද්දක් පළවෙනි අවුරුද්දේදී මට රුපියල් 16ක් හම්බ වෙනවා. දෙවෙනි අවුරුද්දේදී මට රුපියල් 16ක් හම්බ වෙනවා. තුන්වෙනි අවුරුද්දේදී මට රුපියල් 16ක් හම්බ වෙනවා. හතරවෙනි අවුරුද්දේ මට 116ක් හම්බ වෙනවා. පළවෙනි අවුරුද්දේදී 16 හම්බ වෙන එකයි දෙවෙනි අවුරුද්දේ 16 හම්බ වෙන එකයි සිමිලර්ද? එකමද වෙනස්ද? වෙනස්. අවුරුදු 4කින් හම්බ වෙන 116යි දැන් හම්බ වෙන 16 අතර there is a difference. දැන් හම්බ වෙන 16 අවුරුදු 4කින් හම්බ වෙන මේ 16 අතර there is a difference. What is the difference? Time value. Time value. So there is inflation impact. There is inflation impact. Right? Time value. So then what do we do? These different platforms. මේක අවුරුද්දකින් මේක අවුරුදු දෙකකින් මේක අවුරුදු තුනකින් මේක අවුරුදු හතරකින්. You can't add everything and have answer. No, it's wrong. So we bring all these things to common platform. You bring everything here. Let's see this, right? You bring everything here. You bring everything here. You bring everything here. You bring everything here. So what is this? This is 0 now. Here 0 now. You bring everything here, then you take a decision. So what is this? You know this. You must have done this previously. This is what we call present value calculation. The present value calculation. Present value calculation. Right? Present value calculation. So how do we do this? So the present value calculation, you should have what? Percentage. So the examiner has given you the investor's return on investment. That is 20%. 20% they are using as the discounting factor. %, we are actually taking as discounting factor. Return on investment. There is a method of calculating. Right? All these cash flows should bring to today's term. So we are finding the present value. How do you do this? So what you can do is in your exam, you have a calculator. 1 divided by 1.2. So the first year, 1 divided by 1.2. This is how we calculate. So there is a lengthy method also, but we will not take it. This is the easy method for you to calculate. The present value of 20%. Present value of 20%. 1 divided by 1.2. 8.333. 8.333. Take 4 decimals. Understood. What is this 20? 1 is anyway there. 1 is constant. 1 plus R. 1. 1 plus R means what now? 20. 20%. Why the discounting factor is 20? What is this discounting factor? Return on investment. This is how you calculate. This is how you arrive. Understood? This is the formula to the power n actually, right? This is the formula. For you to calculate. So then how do you do the next period? I'll erase this one. One divided by 1.2 to the power. That is one method. But easy method is this. You have answer this answer on your calculator. You can't take the cell phone, right? 1 divided by 1.2. Answer is 8.3333 kilometer answer. Keep that answer on the display. Divide. You can make a 8.0333 divide by 1.2. Why 1.2? 20% 1 plus R. Same answer you should get. 1.2. 694. 0.694. Similarly, to take this here and divided that 6944 divided by 1.2. Or otherwise 1.2 to the power 3. Arithmetic. 0.9644 divided by 1.2. 5786. 0.5786. At the 1.2 into 1.2 to the power 3, same answer you should get. Same answer you get, right? 1 divided by 1.2 to the power 1 here, 1.1 divided by 1.2 to the power 2, 1 divided by 1.2 to the power 3, like that. But this is easy method, this is more accurate. But these figures actually in the other exams, CIMA chartered or similar exams, so you have a present value table given by the examiner for you to, you don't know to calculate this. But in this your exam, you have to calculate. सामान्य other exams में present value table is given. But in this exam, examiner is not giving percent value calculate percent value calculation sheet, not given. You have to calculate. This is how you calculate. Even the examiner has given or not, but you should know how to calculate. This is how you calculate. So this is the easy method. 1 divided by 1.2. Why is 1? 1 is anyway a constant, right? It's there. It's default. By default, it's there. 1.2 is what? 1 plus R. R is what? Return on investment. They 20% invest that is your discounting factor. Same as you keep on the display and divided by 1.2. Same as you keep on the display divided by 1.2. Same as you keep here divided by 1.2. Divided by 1.2. Divided by 1.2. Up to 4822. Understood? Any question you have? So what do you do next? So you multiply this and this. So when you multiply 16 into 0.833, right? 13.33. 16 into 6944. 16 into 0.6944. Polhai. 16 into 0.5725. 9.2. 116 into 0.4822. 55.9. Now you add why everything has come to a common platform. අවුරුද්දකින් හම්බෙන 16 අද ඉනම් බලනකොට අවුරුද්දකින් මට හම්බෙන 16 වටින්නේ රුපියල් 13යි. This is the interpretation. අද ඉනම් බැලුවාම අවුරුදු දෙකකින් මට හම්බෙන තිබ්බ රුපියල් 16 වටින්නේ 11යි. අද ඉනම් බැලුවාම අවුරුදු 3කින් මට රුපියල් 16ක් හම්බෙන්න තිබ්බා. නමුත් ඇත්තටම බලනකොට ඒ අවුරුදු 3කින් හම්බෙන එක අද වටින්නේ. ඇත්තටම වටින්නේ value, real value. එක රුපියල් 9. අවුරුදු 4කින් හම්බෙන්න තිබ්බ රුපියල් 116 ඇත්තටම වටින්නේ කීයද? අද ඉනම් බලනකොට රුපියල් 55යි. Why this? Time value of money. Inflation adjusted. So now you add everything together. Now you have come to a year zero. Other ඉනම් රුපියල් 13යි. අද ඉනම් රුපියල් 11යි. අද ඉනම් රුපියල් 9යි. From today, whatever the due amount is after 4 years time 116, but the real value of this 116 is due to the inflation has come down to 55.9. So then you add together, now you are in this common platform. 13.33 plus 11.11 plus 9.2 plus 55.9. The answer is 89.54. 89.5. Right? So, right? Answer is, I'll write it here. 89.5. This is the answer. This is the answer. So the every criteria should be satisfied. What are the criteria? 4-year debenture. Coupon 16% given up. මට ඕනේ මම තමයි මේක ඉන්වෙස්ටර් මට ඕනේ at least 20%. එහෙමනම් මම මේ බොන්ඩ් එක කීයද ගන්න ඕනේ? 89.57කට මේ බොන්ඩ් එක මම ගත්තොත් I can meet all these criteria, but somebody should be there to sell me at 89.5. That's a different matter. But I want to satisfy all these criteria. And the major criteria is 20%, my return. I want to buy If I want to have this 20% return, I purchase this particular bond at 18, one particular bond, eka unit එක. Just eka unit එක. I should buy at 89.54. So this is the interpretation you should have. So these are the bond calculation. So little lengthy, but once you get used to it, nothing there. So what now? Understood? Any question? Any clarity do you need? This is the base. This is the base for all the calculation of treasury bond. There will be slight differences. Where can we have the differences? Only the coupon payment methodology, coupon payment criteria. Coupon payment is anyway there. But the frequency of paying coupon can be changed. Frequency of paying coupon can be changed. That is the only place where you have different. Figures may be different. 20 may return but the pattern change and this is very, very important, right? So don't miss this. This is lifetime. This is very, very important. This is how you calculate the bond. So if you speak to your dealers, sometimes they may not know. Special people, sometimes they may not know, but we are using the calculator and they are using the Excel sheet. That's all. But this is the reality. This is the real mechanism. Now, in Sri Lanka, the longest bond is 2039. That was issued in 2015. 2039 mature. Now, if you are given a question like this, now see, consider 10-year bond, 10-year period. So then you have to, how many periods you have to take it? 10 periods. But still changing according to the frequency of coupon. We will come into that. This is 4 years. But if you take 10 years, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So all these calculations you have to complete for 10 years. Very cumbersome. But the logic is this. If you get to know, only thing the figures, application of figures, that's all. Nothing else. Now this particular bond is trading at what? It's a discount. Right? Below 100. Bond should not be always at discount, right? Not always, but treasury, yeah, it's always. But this can be at 100, can be at 110. That's possible. 100 සාමාන්‍යයෙන් එන්නේ අලුත්ම bond එකක් issue. Now if you see now your debentures, now මොකක් හරි බැංකුවක් අපි කියමු HMB බැංකුව issue කරන debenture අද. So ඒ වෙලෙදි 100 තමයි. So par value is 100. Previously issued bonds are only at pricing discounted or premium. කලින් issue කරලා තියෙන bonds නම් තමයි එක්ක ඔයා ගන්න ඕනේ premium එකකට එක්ක ඔයා ගන්න ඕනේ discount එක. Now 100 වලට you can't have it previously issued. අලුතෙන්ම fresh fitter අලුතෙන්ම issue කරන treasury bond එකක් අලුතෙන්ම issue කරනවා නම් not previously issued. අලුතෙන් issue කරන treasury bill එක bond එකක් or debenture එකක්, then the face value is and the investment value is same 100. That is the only where you can have it. If you are purchasing a bond, particular bond at a discount, if you are purchasing a particular bond at premium, means previously issued. So keep that advertisement with you. If you have a possibility and go and see the treasury bond advertisement, there is a particular cage called, there is a particular item called accrued interest. Accrued interest means, if you are in the exam, if you are given accrued interest portion, it means previously issued, not at 100, not at par, not at fresh price, right? Anybody who is issuing a fresh, so then the price is always 100. So the investment amount and the face value is same. But here, face value is always at 100, but the investment value can be changed. Now here 89, not at 100. But alutma bond alutma debenture it can be 100. But you in the exam you get most of the questions either a premium, either a discount, or either above 100 or below 100. You have to keep in mind that as well. Right? So this is the, and later I need to understand further. Sometimes now you can watch this video right later at a later period, at a later time. That's the advantage you get, but when you come physically to the class, you don't have that facility. And if you hand out areas, you can go and watch and see this, get it clear. But if you come to the class physically, you don't have that option. Sometimes in that way, that's good. But now actually, due to the contact has lost the, I thought this is not 100% okay system to have a session on online. But the what happened last week, but I think it has further aggravated, right? We'll have to continue with this, I suppose. With the emergence of new COVID infected patients, I don't think it's a very, very rare opportunity we have to restart the class. We have to continue with the online. But only the limitations are, there are some limitations also. The student contact, I can't understand, I don't get the feedback from you all whether you have understood or not. I can't see whether your presence in front of this, so I can't see you all. So that limitation is there. But I'm requesting you to get the maximum. That is important for you all to have this important criteria, but because these, even you don't calculate the pricing of treasury bond, you should have a kind of sense why if you are going to invest in this, if you are going to purchase this particular government security instrument, you should know kind of idea. At least now you know there is a term called coupon. Coupon now you know, right? So treasury bill, treasury bond. Now when you issue your bank's debenture, there is a embedded, there is a inside the option coupon unit. So frequency can be changed. I'll show it to you recent debentures. Actually, we have not seen recently issued debentures. Now debentures, I'll show it to the advertisement. Previously issued debentures, there you can see that the advertisement is also important, like treasury bill, treasury bond advertisement. Examiner can test it. There was a question, and not in your exam. There was a question like this. The mean, it's a multiple choice question. The meaning of oversubscription. මොකක්ද oversubscription කියන එකේ තේරුම? Now when you issue a debenture in your bank, the following day, after the closure of the debenture, the following day, සාමාන්‍යයෙන් all the institution publish a news article or the advertisement. that debenture is oversubscribed. පස්තරක් බැලුවොත් තමයි ඒක හවුවේ. They oversubscribe. So that's the advertisement they put. Why? The amount they have raised and the amount people have invested completely different. You required to have 100 example, but the people have applied 200. Possible 150, 120. You have received the application for the debenture 150 million. 100 million you wanted to raise. Now Minister in application 150. Why did I say application? So application ආවා කියලා ඉවරලා හැමෝටම හම්බෙනවද? Application දැම්ම කියලා හැමෝටම හම්බෙන්නේ නැති වෙන්න පුළුවන්. There may be some errors or something, but apart from that, the 100 you have to issue, but you have to allocate among this 120 application of this 100. How do you do this? So then you will be getting on what? Pro rata basis. මං ඉල්ලපු ගාන මට හම්බෙන්නේ නැහැ. සමහර වෙලාවට decision එකක් ගන්න පුළුවන් ඔයාගේ බැංකුව. 1 million වලට වඩා 1 million වලට වඩා අඩුවෙන් ඉල්ලපු හැමෝටම අපි ඔක්කොම දෙනවා. That's your decision. ඊට වඩා උඩින් ඉල්ලපු අයට අපි pro rata තමයි දෙන්නේ. නැත්තම් තව එකක් ගන්න පුළුවන් individual අය ඉල්ලපු අයට අපි ඔක්කොම දෙනවා ඉල්ලපු. Institution ඉල්ලපු අයට අපි දෙන්නේ pro rata basis. You have to allocate only 100. You have to allocate only 100. You can't have more than that. So that restriction is there. So the amount you apply and the amount you receive, we call it allotted. Right? The allotment may be different. So the balance has to be refunded. That's different. So balance or balance with the interest they take up. I allot the application of course sort out, it takes time. There is a manager. So in the advertisement, everything is listed out. So when we doing the advertisement, also advertisement, then we can each trust is there, manager is there, joint managers are there. So we can discuss each and every item. I'll show it to the advertisement. There you have. So what is your role? So I was telling you, so the amount applied and the amount you receive may be different. Why? People have, so then if the people have oversubscribed, so people have invested, so people have applied more than the requirement. 100 you wanted to raise, but people have sent 120 worth of application, billion of worth of application. So then you have to make an decision to distribute. So everybody will not get all the things they have requested sometimes. So that is we call allotment. So then what I want to tell you is that if you have a situation like this, if you receive more than the required amount, then following day you have advertisement, papers, debenture issue is oversubscribed. Have you seen this? Oversubscribed. So you are telling to the public, the confidence people have placed on your bank. So I take a bank issue, but any institution can issue debentures, right? With the necessary approval, you can issue debentures. And debenture also can be listed. We have discussed this, right? Can be listed in where? Stock exchange. But we don't have a sophisticated or the tradable flow for this debentures like shares. But it can be listed. Following day you have oversubscribed. So oversubscribed means what? The people have applied more than required to raise. Very good, raise vada. Very pramanic means we call it oversubscription. That's the meaning of that. So then debenture, there are some people who are involved in managers who are manage this. And also you have a topic called underwriter. Remember that when we do in the syllabus content, underwriter also involving in this particular debenture. Now, now say you wanted to raise 100 billion, but people have not invested. How මිනිස්සු දාලා නැහැ මේ 75ක්වත්. So then what happened? Your issue is not successful. පත්‍රය ඇඩ්වර්ටයිස්මන්ට් එක කොහොම වෙතත් ඉල්ලපු ගානවත් දාලා නැහැ. So what do you do? But ඔයා දැන් මේ 100 raise කරන්නේ 100 billion raise කරන්නේ at least you should have a purpose නේ. මොකක් හරි project එකක් පටන් ගන්න සල්ලි නැති ඉඳ මිනිස්සුන්ගේ සල්ලි ගන්නවා ගිහලා debenture එකක් issue කරලා. possible. නැත්නම් අර උඩ high cost වලට දීලා තියෙන lending මේ borrowings ටික settle කරන්න. So there should be a purpose to issue a debenture. හරිද? එතකොට දැන් අපි කියන project එකක් පටන් ගන්න you need 100 billion and you wanted to raise debenture but you have received only 75. You can't start this project. 25ක් මදි 25 billion මදි. What do you do? So you can't start. So what do you do with the 75 already received? You can't say no, you have not allocated. You can't. If you wanna, you have to take it. That is your failure. People මිනිස්සු දැම්මේ නැහැ කියලා කියන්නේ that is your institution failure. People මිනිස්සු ඔයාලගේ institution එක ගැන trust කරන්නේ නැහැ. corporate එක අඩුයි. නැත්තම් මේ මිනිස්සුන්ට විශ්වාසයක් නැහැ මේ company ආපහු අවුරුදු 4කට පස්සේ මේ කතා අවුරුදු 4කට පස්සේ. So if it is debenture you pay, you have to settle after 4 years. දැන් මේ අවුරුදු මේක private company එකේ issue කරපියා නම් මේ අවුරුදු 4 තුන මේ company වෙහිලා ගියොත් it has happened, right? How many debentures recently defaulted? Now MTD workers, they have defaulted their debenture. They didn't pay back. Kotakala plantation, they have defaulted their debenture. They didn't pay back. So there are many cases like this. These are recent cases. Kotakala plantation, very recent case. They didn't pay back. අපි හිතනවා අපිට මේ හම්බෙයි කියලා මේ 16 කියලා අවුරුදු 4 අවසානයේ face value එක හම්බෙයි කියලා. But sometimes it can be default. The real example, Kotakala plantation defaulted. MTD workers is a listed company. Defaulted. So it can happen. So this is a long term. You are taking a risk by investing long. 3612 නම් අපි දන්නෝ within 1 year we can manage it. We can have a sign. අපි කොහොමද හිතන්නේ අවුරුදු 4කට 5කට issue කරන debenture එක මේ company තියෙයිද මේ අක්කු ඇත්තට මේ ගන්න ඇත්ත වේදම් කරන්න සල්ලි? We don't know. So very you are taking actually a risk. ඉතින් මේ මිනිස්සු හිතනවා නෑ මම මේ company දාන්නෙත් නෑ එහෙම කියලා නම හුවම සමහර companies වල දාන්නේ. So that's why you are taking what rating. So based on the rating, sometimes people have decided to put. So you have to be any debenture, you have to have a rating. So then only you are giving the outside people how much we are honest to pay back. But I think then a rating it can be changed after 1 year, it can be changed after 2 years, after 4 years. We don't know what will happen. So suddenly it can change everything. So one decision can change everything. We don't know. Rating agencies also take their decision based on today's information. It can change. So there are many defaulters now recent past. Possible. So we were discussing the oversubscription is that anything you receive more than the requirement you can have the oversubscription. So then you have to allot it. Now see the words they are using. Allotment. Right, the balance has to be refunded with the interest. So those are the things, and the trustee is there. Trustee is, and we were discussing the underwrite. I'm sorry. So there are 100 you raised, but people have invested only. People have put application only for to the worth of 75. So what happened to the balance 25? Then the underwriter comes into the scene. Underwriter is who? Underwriter is the person who takes the risk, not the risk. But we call it how? So anything under subscribe amount they take. Understood? අර 25 මොකද කරන්නේ underwriter කෙනෙක් ඇවිල්ලා ගන්න. Anything under subscribe they take. Who are they? Underwriters. Generally underwriters are investment bankers. Underwriters are investment bankers. Now what is your role? See, you are in the investment banking division. What is your role to have this? Why do we learn this? Sometimes you are using others' money. You have to invest. I think debenture you have to invest. That is one thing. Furthermore, in more than that, you are given to manage, to structure this particular debenture. Now see, දැන් මම කම්පැනියක් කරගෙන ඉන්නවා. මගේ කම්පැනි ගැන ඔයාලා දන්නේ නැහැ කවුරුත් දන්නේ නැහැ. Nobody knows. I know, but it's not a popular company. මට project එකක් එනවා. So I want to invest 50 billion. 50 billion project එකක් එනවා. So I don't have money. I don't have investors. I don't have shareholders. I can't be listed. There are many listing rules. Will be coming later, the listing rules. There are two boards, the Girisavi board, main board, and we have a default board, and we have recently introduced MCB board that is for the dollar denominated companies, multi-currency board, and we have also Empower board for the smallest SME. I don't know whether it's available now. The last government will introduce Empower, and it was tested recently. One of the exams, Empower. Now see the listing requirement, the capital amount required to be listed, and the profit you have to make for over the last 3 years, over the last 5 years, and net worth. All these, there are a lot of listing requirements you have to comply with, right? So I can't be listed. Mata list කරන්නත් බෑ, but I don't have capabilities. මට list කරන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. මගේ ownership එක I don't want to give it to somebody. What do you mean by that? My ownership is given to somebody by listing. Is it happen by listing? Yes, of course. So when you want to list your company, at least you have to put into the public 25% of the total issued capital. 25% of the දෙන්න එළියට. අනිත් මිනිසුන්ට ගන්න. You have to give something, that is shares. At least 25% of them. So you have only 75. සමහර වෙලාවට ඔබ දුන්නාම පටින් ගොඩින් ඇවිල්ලා direct indirectly මේ acquire කරලා තමන්ව නැති වෙන වෙලාවලුත් තියෙනවා. We will be coming that mergers and acquisition, the hostile acquisition. මම කැමති නෑ මාව acquire කරනකොට, but somebody has acquired me. That's happened. There is a code for that. There is a mergers and acquisition code. It's prohibited that will be coming, but you can be a victim of hostile acquisition. Our direct but indirectly through subsidiaries, I can be a victim. So it has happened in Sri Lanka, right? It has happened Sampath Bank, HMB. It has happened once there was a situation when we're doing the mergers and acquisitions. We'll be discussing that scenario as well. If you can be a target of hostile acquisition, which is you don't like to be acquiree. You don't like to be acquiree, but you have been acquired by somebody without your knowledge. Subsidiaries margin, shares again, you can have this, right? So I don't want to be listed. I don't want to dilute my shares. I don't want to dilute my ownership. I don't want to give it to somebody. Then the instrument comes to in my mind. Debenture. So the debenture issue, I don't have expert. I'm not expertise. I don't have expertise to issue. I'm not an expert to issue debenture. Whom should I speak to? Then they come to you. Investment banking. Okay, investment bank. Right. I should meet them. Structuring of instrument is coming under you. So they come to you when you decide. So I'm telling you, I don't know. I can tell you. So you decide how to market, how to raise this. It's up to you. So the investment banking, it's up to you to decide how do you take this decision and all, right? So basically that is your role. So your role is two ways. One thing is you should invest somebody else's money in the instrument like this, or otherwise you have to take the responsibility to issue this kind of debentures to the market on behalf of somebody. So then you have to lend your process prospectus has to be printed, pricing, pricing mechanism, make a fixed another, floating another. So everything you have to take into mind. Right. Now understood this? This is important one to keep it. And I just want to tell you is this to this one. The second question, I'll be taking the initiative of only for second question. Now, what is the second question? Now, how much should an investor pay to buy 100 coupon 18% 2-year bond that pays interest semi-annually? What is the difference from the previous? Only difference is frequency of coupon payment. That's the only difference. Otherwise, everything is similar. Now, what's the period? 2 year, right? It's 2-year period. 1, 2. 1, 2. Now, frequency of coupon. How many coupons during these 2 years you receive? Coupon. How many coupons you receive annually? Semi-annually. Coupon එක කොහොමද ගෙවන්නේ? අවුරුද්දකට දෙපාරයි. Interest semi-annually අවුරුද්දකට දෙපාරයි. මේකෙන් මට දෙකක් හම්බ වෙනවා. මේකෙන් මට දෙකක් හම්බ වෙනවා. How many coupons you are receiving? 4 for these 2 years. So then how many periods then? So then how many periods? It's 4 periods, not 2 periods. Very, very important. Coupon is paid annually, but the bond is, or a debenture is 2 years, but the coupon is 4 coupons. So your period should be based on the coupon payment. So how many periods? 1, 2, 3, 4. These are not years, right? These are periods only. These are not years. Years can they but coupon payments are how much you are receiving? What's the coupon? Coupon how much? 18%. 18% ගානේ හම්බ වෙනවා මට. 100ට. Why 100? It's a face value. You calculate the coupon on the face value. 18%. Right? 18%. So then 18 rupees every year. හැම අවුරුද්දකටම මට 18ක් හම්බ වෙනවා එහෙනම් මාස 6 ඒවා මේ තියෙන්නේ. අය අවුරුදු පීරියඩ් 4ක්. අවුරුද්දට දෙක ගානේ පීරියඩ් 4කට මට හම්බ වෙනවා. එහෙනම් එක පීරියඩ් එකකට මට කීයක් හම්බ වෙනවද? රුපියල් 9. right? අවුරුදු රුපියල් 9. අවුරුද්දකට 18යි. 9යි මේක නම්. 9999 4444 999 RPN semi-annually, right? අවුරුද්දට තමයි 18. So we do this. So this is coupon. Now see. So your coupon, the number of periods also it should be based on the frequency of payment, coupon payment. Frequency. කීයක්ද කූපන් එන්නේ? දැන් අපි කියමු අවුරුදු දෙකේ මේ year එක කූපන් එක ගෙවන්නේ 3 months quarterly. අවුරුද්දකට එන කියලා 4යි. අනිත් අවුරුද්දේ 4යි. And how many periods? 8 periods. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like that. Frequency of coupon payment. Now what else? You have face value. That's there. After 4 years time, after 4 year period, you will be getting 100. So then these are the cash flows only for the 109. This is 9. This is 9. This is 9. So then you have been given the required rate of return for this individual. How much? 22%. 22%. So 1 plus r to the power n. This is how you do this. But remember, another thing you have to keep in mind. Since we have taken semi-annual, half. This also has to be half. කියන්නේ මේ semi-annual. එහෙනම් මේක දින අවුරුද්දේ නම් මාස 6ට ගියද 11යි. You have to take 11% as the discounting factor. 11% as the discounting factor. So then 1 divided by 1.11. Why 11? 22 තමයි investor requirement. But since we have taken half, we have to discount factor also should be half. මේක අපි කියමු 3 year කියලා. This particular debenture, quarterly. So then this is 22%. Quarterly ගන්න ඕනේ. මේක 4ෙන් බෙදන්න ඕනේ. So I like that. So it's very, very important. Very important. If it is quarterly, 22%. Quarterly the මේක 4ෙන් බෙදන්න. So it's basically based on what? Frequency of coupon. So your periods are dependent on the frequency of coupon. Plus your discounting factor also should be determined by based on the frequency of coupon. So that has to be kept in mind. That is very important. That's very important. So I will stop from here and I will be doing the calculation next week. I just wanted to give you two things. One is the calculation, the previous calculation we have completed, plus why we have took 4, why we have taken 4, why we took 4 years there. Coupon payment is annual. අවුරුදු 4ට මත 4යි. But here අවුරුදු 2යි, but coupon, how many coupons I am getting? 4 coupons. Why? Semi-annually. And 4 periods. That is one thing. And also the discounting factor has to be semi-annual. So that's important. So those are the things you have to keep in mind. It's very, very important. Right? So we will be meeting next week to continue from this question onward. So then we will move on to the shares, small thing. Then we will move on to the next one. Right? That's the plan. So any question you have, please raise. Any question you have? So then we will be meeting next week. This is important calculation, right? Examiner frequently test. Very important. If you have any question, please let us know. We can do that. Chanak is there. Abhishek is there. Rajita and Shavinka. Now, do you feel anything uncomfortable when I'm talking in English, Sinhala? Anybody who is because I'm just using this both the language, but you just tell me if you're not comfortable to have it in Sinhala. so we can avoid it. But I have explained everything in English as well. Right? I just wanted to have this more clearer. So only the language I know, the Sinhala. I don't know any other language. Okay, right. So your name is similar to the Indian. Right? Anybody who feels uncomfortable to have usage of my Sinhala, I can avoid it. But remember that anything you learn from your own mother tongue, anything you learn from your mother tongue is more effective. So say you are Tamil or you are whoever or you are Hindu or you are Sinhala, whoever, if you can ask or if you can learn, if you can read anything from your mother tongue, is more effective. But this English is something foreign to us, right? Right. So any question you have? You don't have any question? You can pass this subject easily, right? So that experience is always there. Only thing just to concentrate what we have done in the class. No need to have more additional learning, nothing. But unfortunately, I can't physically see your feedback, but get the maximum, right? So anything you feel, anything you want to ask? No? Then we will wind up. We will meet up next week, right? From this question onward, we will be right. Okay. Thank you very much for listening.